Negrito.
Indio.
Salbahe. Uneducated. Uncivilized.
Primitive.
That's what they wrote.
That's what they believed they saw. So today, we're going to talk about something that is part of every Filipino daily life. The barangay! You'll probably hear that word 100 times. Barangay hall, barangay captain, or maybe barangay tunnels roaming around your area. But have you ever wondered what really is a barangay? So, the barangay is actually the smallest administrative and political unit here in the Philippines. Think of it as a village or neighborhood. This is where the local governance really starts. Fun fact, the term barangay comes from the word balangay, which was a type of boat used by early Austronesian settlers when they first came to the islands. Pretty cool, right? Our communities literally started from boats.
Diba? Taya! Taya!
Ingay ng paligid, kay bilis ng takbo ng daigdig, kadiliman ng lamig, lampas ng ulan niyobang naririnig.
Each barangay is led by an elected barangay captain and a council. They're the ones making sure everything runs smoothly, from peace and order to local services like waste management, health, and even community events.
And get this, every city or municipality is made up of several barangays. To officially become one, a community needs at least 2,000 people in municipalities, or 5,000 if it's in highly urbanized.
But more than numbers and rules, barangays are where community life really happens. It's where neighbors help each other, leaders listen to the people, and problems are solved through barangay justice system instead of going to court.
It's your fault! Your tree fell on my fence! And it's not just me! You should maintain your side too! No! Captain! Stop! Let's settle this down properly! Let's go to the barangay hall!
Here in the barangay, conflicts are solved peacefully. Leaders listen, mediate, and guide the community. Here, we learn cooperation, fairness, and respect.
So yeah, the barangay may be the smallest unit of government, but it's the biggest part of who we are as Filipinos. It's where we first learn about cooperation, leadership, and community.
After the Spanish-American War, a new empire arose. Under American rule, every inhabitant of the island was officially called Filipinas.
Yet, even then not all accepted the name. Social divisions persisted. Some groups like Igorots and Muslims rejected the term, seeing it as colonial imposition, while others used it to represent all citizens of the archipelago.
And then, we are now called Filipinos. But we never asked. The name came from colonizers.
A name force cannot define who we are.
Perhaps we should take it as a unity, not as a division.
True, nationhood begins when name becomes chosen, not given.
Here's a nine touch from historian William Henry Scott. He reminded us that despite its complicated past, the word Filipino can also honor our ancestors, those who lived, loved, and spoke the languages of these islands long before colonizers arrived.
The name Filipino has crossed centuries from royal title to a colonial term, to a symbol of freedom and identity. Today, it means us.
Every island, every story, and every heart that beats beneath the same sun.
We are and will always be Filipino. You see that? So, before the cities rose and the roads stretched across these islands, people sailed across seas, carrying their voices, their stories, and their languages. This is the story of Bayer migration and the languages that defined the Philippines. The Bayer migration theory reveals a journey of Austronesian-speaking people migrating from Taiwan to the islands of the Philippines, spreading across Southeast Asia. They carried language, a living thread connecting generations.
We Filipinos are a people of many voices, different tongues, different rhythms, but one shared story began 1,000 years ago. And did you know that the Philippines has over 180 languages? From Tagalog, Cebuano, and Ilocano, and to smaller languages like Ivatan and Manobo.
All of them belong to the Austronesian language family, which means they share some similarities in words and grammars.
Like for example, the word eye or mata is not only in Filipino but also in Malay, Indonesian, and even Hawaiian.
And at the heart of this story is orthography, the art of writing. It transforms sounds into symbol, allowing us to document, preserve, and pass on our words. But with so many dialects, standardizing orthography is both challenge and craft, a delicate bridge between past and future.
Understanding our languages is more than just academics. It is cultural preservation, it is education, and it is keeping alive the voices of ancestors. Every word we speak today carries the centuries of migration, struggle, and identity.
Magandang araw! Mayong buntag! Naimbag nga adlaw! Maupay na adlaw!
Different tongues, same message, means unity in diversity.
So when we speak Tagalog, Cebuano, Ilocano, or Waray, we speak history itself. Every syllable is a step on a journey that began thousands of years ago, across oceans, islands that shape who we are today.
Did you know that the language we speak in the Philippines is belong to one of the largest families languages in the world? The Austronesian family.
The Austronesian family includes more than 600 languages, and the Philippine languages are a major part of that family.
Now, here's something interesting. If two people can understand each other when they talk, that's dialect.
But if they cannot understand each other at all, they speak different languages.
That's why Philippines has over 180 distinct languages,
not just dialects.
Languages are alive. They grow and change over time. Some words are borrowed from other cultures through trade, colonization, and interaction. Long before colonizers arrived, the island we now call the Philippines were already full of thriving communities who spoke Austronesian languages. Languages isn't just a means of communication, it's our cultural DNA. Understanding our languages means understanding who we are as a people.
Welcome to the Visayas, the heart of the Philippines. Did you know that this region has many islands? It includes Samar, Leyte, Panay, Cebu, Bohol, and many more. Come on, let's explore. Most islands have mountains rising to the center, with hills, flatlands stretching towards the coast.
In Negros Island, one for example, stands Mount Canlaon, one of the tallest and most active volcanoes in the country. It slopes give birth to rivers that water nearby sugarcane and rice farms. In Cebu, the central highlands divide the island and create fertile lowlands where coconut and corn are grown.
These mountains and valleys are not just scenery, they give us rivers like the Rubuk River in Bohol and the Amaduan River in Leyte, which provide irrigation for farms and water for communities.
Surrounded by the clear blue seas, and the Visayas is famous for beaches and coral reefs.
The white sands of Boracay in Aklan, the island of Bantayan and Malapascua in Cebu, and the crystal water of Panglao in Bohol are known around the world.
These seas provides foods, livelihoods for 1,000 fishing families.
This is the Visayas, a land shaped by nature,
Strengthened by people, and blessed by the sun that shines upon every island home.
Did you know that even before the Spanish arrived in the Philippines, our Filipino ancestors has already carved their own identity into their skin and even in their spirits? Every adornment is a language of who they are and what they stood for.
Circumcision or tuli was more than a physical change. It is a rite of passage, a moment when a boy proved his readiness to face life challenges. Spanish chronicles once wrote of Filipino men who took pride in this adornment, believing it both heightened strength and pleasure, a testament of courage and masculinity.
In these rites, the ancestors of the Filipino people did not seek beauty alone. They sought identity. For every cut, for every mark was the proof that they belonged to something better than themselves. A community, a lineage, a people unafraid to bear their identity.
Hair held meaning too. Men grow their hair long to show courage, while women styles their neatly to express grace and respect.
In Visayas, life has always been revolved inland. Planting often happened in June and harvesting around October to November, all guided by monsoon rain.
The Visayans cultivated rice varieties called Humay, Tipasi, and Puga. They planted these on both hillsides and lowlands using bamboo poles known as dangaw or siko, and wooden pestles called bayo or halut to prepare the soil.
Before planting began, rituals performed offerings to the spirits to ensure the land's fertility and bountiful harvest. When harvest time came, ritual ceremony opened the season, and rice was repeatedly using the sickle called ani. But rice was more than just a meal. It played a secret role in rituals, festivals, and community gatherings, a symbol of unity and thanksgiving. These plants are resilient and easy to grow, even enduring drought or famine.
In 1630s, a Spanish writer praised Visayan bananas for their different flavors and wide varieties, from rice fields until into banana groves. The Visayan showed deep respect for nature. Their way of farming isn't just about survival, but rather it is built through a way of cooperation and a balance of nature.
The Visayan, known for their connection to the land and sea, live in harmony with nature through farming, fishing, and hunting. This activity is not only a source of food, but also reflected to their values of cooperation,
respect, and balance with the environment. They even had their own terms for each stages of the farming process. This showed that farming is not just a physical work, but it is deeply spiritual. The farmers believed that the land is alive and it deserved care and gratitude.
But when food was not grown, it was hunted. Hunting was not just a survival, it was spiritual. Dogs were treated with deep respect, even believed to hold a sacred connection between their owners. Through farming, hunting, and fishing, early Visayans built a life that is rooted in harmony with nature. They may not have had technologies and machines, but they had wisdom, the kind that taught them how to live, thrive, and respect the sea and land that sustained them.
In early Visayan world, animals were not just companions. Let's begin with the most common, pigs and chicken. Chickens were another household staple. They provide meat for daily meals and were also offered sacrificial ceremonies, symbolizing life and a renewal in Visayan beliefs.
And of course, cats. Every Visayan home have at least one to keep their house safe from rats.
The familiar word Carabao only entered their language toward the end of the 16th century.
Betel chewing was a part of conversation and hospitality. Sharing betel nut was like offering coffee or tea today, a gesture of respect and friendship. In fact, betel nut distilling and drinking was even recorded as a topic of social discussion in the old Visayan texts.
From the mountains that cradle the fields to the seas that feed their homes, the Visayans have always lived in rhythm with nature. We have seen how they farm with care, hunted with wisdom, fish with patience, and celebrated life through their traditions, from the beating of the pestle on rice to the pouring of tuba shared among friends.